This is the Fall 2024 Factory Finds collection with RTC. Our first fabric is Whisper Soft Navy Flannel from Delfino of Italy. This is a super versatile and comfortable staple cloth. It's an absolutely perfect shade of navy blue. And it's a medium weight, so it will keep you warm on a cooler day without being too hot. And as implied by Whisper Soft, it is incredibly comfortable. Also from Delfino, this is the Whisper Soft Glen Check Flannel. This is the same yarn and the same weight as the navy, but it's woven into a classic medium scale gray Glen Check pattern. This fabric, it works great in any of the shapes that we offer. This is perfect as a suit, it's great as a sport coat, it's awesome as a trouser, and I think it also looks really good in any of our casual jacket shapes. If you're typically sensitive to wool, then you will love the hand of this Whisper Soft cloth. From Hardy Minnis in England, this is the Juniper Green English 16-ounce flannel. I'm so happy that we have this fabric in the Factory Finds promotion. It's typically very expensive, and we have it here at a great price. This heavyweight flannel has a fantastic drape, and it is commonly used by Savile Row tailors. And Juniper is a really handsome color. It's basically a forest green with a bit of a navy cast to it. Also from Hardy Minnis, this is the Oxford Grey English 16-ounce flannel. This is the same yarn and the same origin story of the Juniper English flannel that we just saw, but in the ultimate color, Oxford Grey. If you're in the market for a beautiful gray suit or gray pair of trousers for the fall/winter, then look no further. This fabric is perfect. This has a place in every man's wardrobe, and stock is pretty limited. From Marling & Evans, this is Mocha Houndstooth Tweed. This is actually the second time that we've had an opportunity to sell this fabric, and it is one of my absolute favorites. The weight here is 16 ounces, so it's warm, dense, and it has an excellent drape. The pattern is so cool and retro, and it has this awesome mod style. And even though the houndstooth is pretty graphic, these two brown tones are easily matched to any other garment in your wardrobe. This is Wool Cashmere Grey PK. It is a 14-ounce mix of 85% wool and 15% cashmere. We've made quite a few garments in this cloth, and I really love it. The heathered yarns are a mix of lighter and darker tones, and you can really see that in the PK weave. And even though it's 15% cashmere, it honestly feels like more. This cloth is incredibly soft. From McGee in Scotland, this is the Spearmint Herringbone Tweed. So first off, I just adore this mix of colors. The tones here are a mix of fern, brown, and olive, the kind of colors that you see in the Scottish countryside. But if you look closely, there's also a thin chestnut window pane pattern running through the entire fabric. All of these elements work together flawlessly for a really authentic old school vibe. This is the Dark Sand Mongolian Cashmere Blend. Woven in England, this is a really dense and heavyweight cloth. It's a mixture of 90% lamb's wool and 10% Mongolian cashmere. The overall vibe is really similar to a pure camel hair, but the difference here is that this cloth is thicker, it's warmer, and it's more wind resistant. This will make for a phenomenal jacket or pant to wear on a really cold day. From Scotland, this is the McGee Lambswool Grey Herringbone Tweed. By appearance, this is very similar to the classic gray herringbone that we sell all day long from Harris Tweed. But the hand here is markedly softer, and we have it available at a great promotional price. So whether it's a suit, a trouser, a sport coat, or one of our casual jackets, this is a phenomenal opportunity to get a really good Scottish tweed into your wardrobe. And this gray color matches everything. From Laura Piana, this is Dark Smoke Window Pane Flannel. The base color is charcoal, and it has a two-tone window pane of oxblood and medium gray. It's a cool effect, and your custom garment will have a little bit of a burgundy cast dependent upon how the light hits it. Coming from Laura Piana, the hand on this is extremely soft and really luxurious. This is a phenomenal value at the promotional price. From McGee in Scotland, this is the Iron Forest Tweed. We actually offered this a few years ago, and it was a really good seller. I think to date I've made probably about 30 individual garments out of it. It has this classic Scottish Highlands vibe with a beautiful mixture of olive green, brown, lichen, and caramel. The overall tone reads as a neutral brown olive, which will match back to almost anything in your wardrobe. Stock is super limited, and we can only make about 3 or 4 more garments in this. From Italy, this is the Hawkeye Gray and Navy Check Flannel. I love how sharp and defined the pattern is in this fabric. The medium gray and smoky navy tones really play nicely together. And this flannel has a really soft and comfortable hand. It's a mid-weight fabric, so it's warm on a cooler day, but it's not too much to wear inside. From McGee in Scotland, this is the Caramel Guncheck Tweed. This is another fabric that we offered a few years ago. I thought it was totally sold out, but the factory found a little bit more in their inventory. The check here is really big and graphic, and it's a mixture of tan, mocha brown, and pale olive. The look here is really old school English countryside. I adore this fabric as a sport coat. From Dupri in Italy, this is the Mocha Melange Window Pane Cotton Wool. This is a blend of 55% wool, 35% cotton, and 10% bamboo. It gives you the look and the weight of a wool tweed, but with the breathability of cotton. This is great if you live in a more temperate climate, or if you just prefer a fall-winter garment that wears a little bit lighter. It's a beautiful russet base with a chocolate window pane accent. From Marley & Evans, this is Chessboard Tweed. This is hands down one of the raddest fabrics I have ever seen. The weave on this is super textured and graphic. I mean, check it out on this video. You can almost feel these horizontal and vertical ridges under your fingers. This is going to make for an amazing, eye-catching garment that looks like nothing else. But your tones here are silver, ecru, and black, so it's easy to match this with anything else. This is Charcoal Thornproof 18-ounce wool. Thornproof wool has a really thick weave structure, and it's meant for outerwear. Now, I appreciate that you might not be encountering that many thorns on your daily commute. But this tight weave makes these garments really warm, quite windproof, and also lightly weather resistant against precipitation. This is Chocolate and Cobalt Check Midweight Flannel. Out of all the fabrics in this promotion, this one is closest to the weight of a typical suit. So it's going to be wearable from early fall to late spring. I think it's a wonderful mixture of colors. This bright cobalt blue accent line really plays nicely with the rich brown base tones. This is absolutely brilliant as a suit, but I love it too as an odd trouser. This is Victory Plaid PK Tweed. This is definitely the largest scale pattern out of all the fabrics in this promo. The base tones are a pale gray, kind of dark oatmeal, and it has a wonderful accent of brick red and light sky blue. I think this will work brilliantly in our casual jackets, especially the Doyle and the Teba. This is also a brilliant fabric for a really eye-catching sport coat. The final fabric is Bordeaux Velvet. This 100% cotton fabric is a wonderful choice for an evening formal jacket. We can make this into a sport coat with a shawl, peak, or notch lapel. I also love using this to make a Teba jacket. This color ties back nicely to black trousers.